See what says you're live.
Okay. All right. So we'd like to welcome you to Demo Monday here at Fabric Chicks. We're in Gardnerville, Nevada, by South Lake Tahoe, Carson City area. Um, Today we're gonna be pretty quick. We do demo. We try to do demos and techniques every Monday, and a live sale that lasts about 2 hours on Wednesday at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, with about 150 items. So, but we always want to be teaching you something. So today we're going to be showing you how to do the um, uh, center of sunflowers or the center of whatever. We like to add a lot of dimension to our projects. So sorry, we're still really sick, so it's all kind of foggy here. Hey Lynn, how are you? Hi Carolyn and Victor and Kathleen and Anna. Anna, thank you for the medication this morning. It's always good to have a drug dealer in town. I wish I was feeling better, but I'm not. But it's time for me to take some more. So I will in just a second. Hey Emily. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to make the center of these flowers. So I love to bedazzle panels because panels already have a lot of uh, great artwork in them, but they're really kind of flat sometimes. So that's why we bedazzle them. So here's one. Uh-oh. Did you shut the
The
front door?
door's locked.
Oh.
It was locked. It's your
Oh,
son.
Devin's here. Devin's here. He's here just in time for the live video. Look, you guys can see he's getting really big. Hey, Devin, we're right in the middle of a live. So? Say hi to everybody.
It's live, okay?
Okay.
I used to be your whole thing a while ago.
I know. You used to be my whole world a while ago. Anyhow, so there's Devin. He's probably just coming in to use the restroom on his way to the gym, if I had to guess. Yep. You know, it's rough being a teenager. So anyways, we're going to be doing the center of these sunflowers. So you can see here how we've just added fibers. On this one, I added some texture magic. Here you can see it a little bit better here. I added a little bit of the fabric magic behind this fabric. Just it shrinks 30%, so it just kind of pulls it in a little bit. So it just gives your sunflower a little bit of dimension. And then I've used it here on this sunflower. So for those of you that were in the collage class on Friday, this is what you're going to want to do. Or if you're in the sunflower class on Monday, you're going to want to do this. You can see here where I've just taken fibers and I've stitched them all together, but I've used wash away so that it holds it together, so they're not falling off the panel. And so I'm going to show you real quick how to use wash away. Wash away is a stabilizer. It's like every different brand has some. So a lot of you use it with your machine embroidery. You use the wash away. Usually you use that thick plasticky stuff because you need it to be super firm for all of the stitches when you're embroidering. I personally don't like that really thick stuff because I want it to be able to wash away easier. So I don't need it to be that thick. So I like the Pellon. It looks like this. And what I've done is I've just cut a piece of it, and then I've taken fibers like this, all kinds of random fibers, and I've just cut them up, just cut them up so that I've got a lot of little pieces here. So I'm going to close this up with some pins because I don't want the fibers, when I move it to my sewing machine, I don't want the fibers to fall out. So I'm just going to pin it. And then I've got a variegated thread in here. This is a 50 weight. I would typically use a 12 weight, but it's probably upstairs with the retreat stuff still. But the 12 weight that I use is this exact same color. So it's kind of sunflowery colors. And 50 weight will be just fine. But if you had a 12 weight, the 12 weight's going to be a little bit thicker. So it's kind of like cheating. You don't have to do as much work. So I've got it pinned here. I've got my free motion foot here. So it's an open toe foot. If by chance my fibers or anything gets caught in the open toe here, I just snip it and keep going. I don't care. So I'm going to just put my presser foot down, I am going to, let me see if I can find, okay. I'm going to put my presser foot down here in the middle. I'm going to pull up, my thread, except for it's not really working. This is my machine that the sewing repair guy said for me to throw away like 8 years ago, and it still works like a charm. It's never been serviced. So one of these days, I'm sure it's going to die. So I'm just going to take the threads that I'm starting with, my bobbin thread, my top thread. I'm just going to kind of put it there because it's just going to add more dimension. I don't need to cut it away. Put down my presser foot and then find my sewing foot. Make sure you do not stitch over your fingers. And this is what I call a scribble stitch. See how I'm just scribbling? So right here, I did it on purpose just so you could see. I just caught the threads, the bobbin threads here. So if I couldn't pull it off, I would just snip it. Bye, Devin. So just stitch all kind of crazy. You're just trying to catch all those fibers, because when you wash it away, you don't want any of it to go down your sink. So I'm just going to keep on stitching here. And except for I lost my foot pedal. I should get one of those things for the floor so it doesn't move around. And then I'm going to pull out my pin because I don't want it to break like I just heard something break. I'm going to pull out my pin and I'm just going to keep scribble stitching around. It doesn't really matter. You're not really even going to see your stitches too much. You'll see texture. It will add more texture, but you won't see too. You're not just going to see your thread. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. So I'm going to pull out this pin here. So you always have to be watching when you're doing this kind of stuff, because you put pins in it to hold it so it doesn't fall to the ground or somewhere. And then okay, so I've got it. It looks like this. And I'm going to take it over to the sink and I'm going to wash away all this wash away. I'll pull away this because, you know, there's no point in putting that down in my sink. Okay. Oh, I do sell the foot thingy, Peggy. I should, sometimes though I like to sell them. I don't want to use them for myself. Okay, so when I go over to the sink, I'm gonna, typically I would use warm water, and then I would just wash it like this. And then I usually use a little bit of Dawn soap. I guess I should have done the dishes before you guys saw how horrible our housekeeping here is at the shop. Who has time? Okay, so I've washed it all away. I've got the fibers. See, now they're just all those little tiny fibers are just one mess of stuff. So I'm going to put it in between paper towel. So for those of you who did the sunflower collage on Monday or on Friday, this is what you want to do for the centers of your sunflowers, okay? And then if you're doing the sunflower class on Monday, you're going to do this same process. So this is what it looks like, and then it will dry. And then I will just cut snippets of this, just chunks of it, and put it into the centers of my sunflowers. Because I don't necessarily want to cover up all of the panel, because the panel is pretty. So you can see, oh, I've got another one here just to give you a reference to something that's not a sunflower. Here's one here that we did, and I did the same thing. I took some fabric and I did some texture magic around the outside. And then here's the that was the original panel. That was some texture magic just to give it some dimension. And then what we just sewed is going to be something similar to this little bit of fiber in the center there. Just to give you guys a reference. Okay. All right. So any questions about that? Hey, Fran, I'll see you tomorrow. I know, Susan, he buzzed his hair. It's kind of sad, but it looks good. Okay, let's see. What comments did I miss? Yes, Mary Beatty, this is May 15th. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't change the banner. Christy Lee, yes, you're going to make this bigger than what you need, because if you have any leftovers, you can just throw it into your landscaping supplies and use it some other time. But if you run short, then you're going to be really sad, because then you're going to have to go through this whole process again just for a little bit. So it's always better to make more than what you think you're going to need. Like, I would never make something this small, even if I was doing a small project, only because I like to have extras in my technique binder that I can steal from when I need just something quick. Yes, Ann Lindenmeyer, the sunflower class is Monday, and I did email you and ask you if you're using your original kit. Okay, let's see. Kathleen, you would not sew over your fingers. I'm pretty sure you would be pretty careful with your fingers. And well, I will say, I've only sewed over my finger once, and that was on the long arm. And luckily, the needle went right like in my nail bed, so it didn't wreck my nail, but it did hurt. Okay, let's see. Did you send out sunflower kits? Ann Lindenmeyer, I did not send one out to you because I think you said you were going to use your old one, but let me know. I think you got a sunflower kit, I don't know, whenever we had this panel. I'm pretty sure that's what you said, but I did send you an email. So let me know if you don't have the sunflower kit, and then I will send you this. This is the sunflower kit that I'm sending out. So this here, just depending on the fibers that you use, is going to create this center here. And this center, I did use, I did put a lot of the extra silks. So these silks here, when you're laying them down, they have a lot of extra fibers on them. So as you're cutting these to put on your sunflower petals, see how it has all these extra like little loose fibers? I save all of these, and then I use those in the centers of the sunflowers also. So all of that fiber, a lot of people throw it away. Don't throw it away. This is like pure raw silk. So this looks perfect in the centers. You just mix this fun stuff with some of this stuff, and it just, when you stitch it all on, it just gives it a more realistic look. So this is exactly what I did. It kind of looks like throw up. Then you add a little bit of this, and then when you put it on here, you get this effect here. Okay, and then I did not get to the dimensional leaf because I am a slacker. But let me find, I'm going to walk you through it if I can find my phone that I just put down. Okay, I'm going to walk you through it because some of you in the collage class didn't get that far in the collage class last Friday. Okay, and so I am not going to send you one because I think you already have all the fibers and everything. That's what I think our conversation was. Oh my gosh, Christy Lee threw stuff away the other day. I know, Christy. And the other day, I saw that you had some like embroidery floss that was in a pile for trash. We did not throw any of that away. We saved that all for the center of the sunflowers. And when I was quilting it, there was like when I pull my threads up, or I cut my threads or whatever, I throw all those threads. I just keep throwing them in the center of those sunflowers. Okay, let's see. Carolyn, I taped this Friday class, so I will post that. Can I get a banner before the May class? Yes, but I don't think it's this Thursday, Lynn Jenkins. I think it's the 25th, which is the following Thursday. Perfect, Sandy. Okay, let me see. Yes, Ann Lindemeyer, I'll send you a kit and make sure that you get it in time for Monday's class. Okay, here. I'm going to put that right here so I'm going to put it in your box so I can know. Hang on a second. I'm going to put it in your box so I know to send it to you. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I keep anything straight around here. Okay, what else do I have here? Sandy, your banner kit went in with your kit today. So you should get it in 3 days. Okay, let's see. Oh no, I got Christy sick. Sorry, Christy. It's so hellish. Like you're gonna feel crappy for the next 4 weeks. Really sorry that I breathed on you. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna explain to you how to do a double-sided leaf. So this here is a pattern that we have called falling leaves. And what we did is you're going to trace your leaf pattern. And as I tell you guys all the time, you can get tons of fun leaves off the internet. So if you just put in the search bar leaves or coloring pages leaves or anything like that, you can get leaf images. And so you're going to print out that leaf image, or you're going to go outside on a walk, pick up your favorite leaf, bring it home, trace your leaf onto your favorite fusible. I personally like Steam Seam 2 Light. So I'm going to trace it, but Wonder Under Light would work. Any of those would work. I'm going to trace your leaf shape onto the fusible, cut it out exact. Then you're going to iron it on to one fabric, the wrong side of that fabric. So you'll take your fusible, iron it onto the wrong side, the back side of your first fabric. Then you're going to cut it out exact, right? Cut out. So now you have your fusible cut out exact, and the first fabric that's ironed to the fusible is cut out exact. So it's a lot of cutting. Then you're going to take that unit with the fusible and the one layer, and you're going to lay it onto your second fabric. At this point, you're going to iron it, but you don't necessarily want to cut it out perfect yet, because if you do cut it out perfect, when you sew around the outside edge really close, when you sew around that, it will get sucked down into your throat plate on your sewing machine. So I usually leave it to the second fabric and I stitch around it and I stitch up. I would start here at the stem so I can come up and sew this vein here. And for this, I love variegated fabrics because it just gives you some movement. And then I stitch around it just because I don't want the two fabrics falling apart. So, and then once you do all that stitching, then you're going to cut it out perfectly. And then you could just make a bunch of these, put some Material Magic on them, let them scrunch them up, let them dry, and throw them on your coffee table or anything for fall. So that is the double-sided leaves. Okay, that I think, okay, so here I have the double-sided leaf. Oh, here's a good one. This one I had a panel and a half. So at the very end of the bolt, I had one panel left over that was like kind of useless. So I took, you can see here, this was the original panel. I took this second panel and I cut out that flower and I did all the stitching with the second fabric. And then I just stitched it on top of the panel. So you can see it's kind of a lot more floppy and a lot more dimensional. And then here it is also, the double-sided flower. Because I had the extra panel, I just put any fabric on the back. I cut out this one. I threw some silks on it, and then tons of thread painting here. I don't know if Roger's close enough for you to see that, but there's a lot of thread painting on this one. And then I like to have them hanging off the quilt just to give them more dimension. Lynn, I am glad you didn't get sick. Okay, so that is, does anybody have any questions about the dimensional, does anybody have questions about the dimensional leaves or flowers or the centers for sunflowers? Because I think that's as good as it gets today. Mary Beatty, I'm looking to see. I thought Christy put the banner in here for me to show you at the sale, but I don't see it. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Here is the May banner. So you can see here, May is written down here at the bottom. It's embellished with buttons and beads. And then you learn some different running stitches. Oops, sorry. So there is your May flowers. That is what the banner is. Let me know if you want a kit and I'll get it to you before the 25th, Thursday the 25th. Okay. Hi, Jane. How are you? Thank you, Sandy. So if you girls have any questions, yes, Mary Beatty. If you have any questions, let me know. Or if you have something you want us to demo in particular, let us know and we'll work on that. Otherwise, we will see you on Monday. It's going to be a short one today so I can go climb into bed. So make sure that you go and get some sewing done and you finish your UFO project so you can be entered into the free money drawing. And that's it. Love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.